In an earlier video, we talked about the stack frame. We're going to define a recursive function in this video so that we can get a little more insight into how the stack frame is used by the interpreter. So here we're defining a recursive function. We have a variable that we're going to be incrementing as we run through it. And every time we increment it, right afterward, we're going to print it, and then we're going to call back the recursive function again. So here we're going to execute it. And we got exactly what we expected. Let's see how far this will go. How far will that variable increment to? Will it go on forever? No, it doesn't go on forever. We ultimately get a runtime error. And the maximum value we get is 971. And then we see we get an exception there at the bottom, maximum recursion depth reached. So now we're going to come back here. Rather than have to scan down all those many lines, I'm going to reset the print statement so that everything comes across, prints across the screen. We still get to 971, we still get our exception. Now I'm going to change it a little bit further, and rather than simply call the function, I'm going to do it inside of a try-catch. That'll get rid of the exception at the bottom, because I'm really not interested in that right now. I'm mostly interested in just seeing how we can work with the stack and how far we can go in terms of how far are we going to go with this number. So here we get the same thing, 971. It wraps from one line to the next there. I hope you're catching that as we're taking these quick looks. Now we're going to do something that allows us to modify the depth of the stack. So we're going to import the sys library, and then we're going to make a call that tells the interpreter to use a different depth for the stack. Now this first time out, I'm going to set it to 1000 because I happen to know that 1000 is the default value. So if we do this, we run it again, we should see the exact same thing. I do have to restart the variable at 0, otherwise it would just continue to run up every time we ran this. So let's see that we got to 971 with our limit set. Yep. 971 with the call stack set to 1000. So now we're going to change that to 3000. And in this case, we're going to see that we go much farther than 971.